Hey everyone, it's Rick with the One Board Family video review. Today I want to talk to you about a two-player trick-taking game. Yes, that's 2 players for trick-taking. Fox in the Forest. This is from Renegade Games and, oddly enough, Foxtrot Games. That seems to make sense. Trick-taking games are games like Hearts or Spades that you might have learned at summer camp or at family reunions where everybody has a hand of cards, you play a card down on your, everybody plays a card during a trick, and whoever has the highest card, usually of a particular suit, wins. And this has a lot of those elements, but it's changed up just enough to work for 2 players, and it's really a lot of fun. Now, first off, before I get into too much about the game, I want to talk about the cards. So these cards are pretty cool. They have some nice artwork to them, but nothing that would be like too distracting, which is not something you really want in a trick-taking game. The odd-numbered cards will look like this, and they'll have special artwork, but they also all have special powers. So you might have the opportunity to determine what the trump suit is for the round. Maybe you can force other players to play certain cards, or maybe even earn some extra victory points, depending on how you use these odd-numbered cards. It's important that you use all of these cards wisely, as you and your opponent are trying to win and even sometimes lose tricks over the course of a round. You're each given 13 cards, which means that a total of 13 tricks could be won during each round. On your turn, you play a card, and your opponent plays a card of that suit, if at all possible. And whoever has the highest value will win. Though sometimes odd-numbered cards will throw that off a little bit. There's also a trump suit that is determined at the beginning of each round by the top card of a draw deck, and this suit will win over other suits. So if you're able to play it, if you happen to have run out of another suit, you'll get to win that particular hand. It plays, like I said, very similar to games that like Spades that you've probably played before. So anybody familiar with trick-taking should be able to jump in pretty quickly. One interesting aspect of this game is the way in which you earn points. So you don't just get points for the number of tricks that you win. You need to earn a certain number of tricks in order to get a certain number of points. So what you'll see in the game is that if you win 0 to 3 tricks, or if you win 7 to 9 tricks, that's how you're going to get the most points. That earns you 6 points. If you go over the 9 tricks, so if you get 10 to 13 tricks, you're going to get no points at all that round. And the other trick amounts kind of scale in terms of the number of points you can earn. This gives the opportunity for some interesting strategy that you might not see in other trick-taking games, because you really are thinking about not just your hand and how do I play best, but you really have to think about what else could be in the other person's hand. And it gets a little bit interesting because not every card is in play every round. There are a handful of cards that are not being used, so you can never know for sure exactly what your opponent has. Now, normally you'll find trick-taking as like specifically a 4-player game. Games that have been released in the past few years have kind of changed that a little bit, but I would say that Fox in the Forest is, in my opinion, the best option out there if you're wanting to do some 2-player trick-taking. With the special scoring rules and different abilities on the odd cards, you'll have a good time each round developing a strategy that allows you to get just the right number of tricks. And it also it's really interesting the ways that you can kind of come back even if you're down by a lot. This game is also really super portable. My wife and I played it while we were waiting on fireworks at a 4th of July. Also, Ryan and Aaron played this game at Origins a couple years ago, just sitting on the ground waiting in line for the booths to open. Busted this game out, and it fit right there on the floor, so it's really portable and works really well. All in all, I would say that Fox in the Forest, if you enjoy trick-taking but you find that you're often just 2 of you, this is a great addition to your library. It doesn't cost a lot, it's very portable, and I think you're going to have a great time with it. Well, that's all that I have for you today. If you're interested in hearing more reviews or want to know a lot more about board gaming, head on over to oneboardfamily.com, and you can see all the stuff that we've got there. You can also check out our YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and all that goodness. But until next time, we'll see you at the table.